Hello, welcome to our channel. In this video, I will tell you how to get a non-invasive COVID test for kids as COVID-19 cases increase. Children are going to have more and more coronavirus scares. That means they're going to need to get tested more often. Most COVID-19 tests are done with nasopharyngeal swabs that go deep into the nose and are incredibly uncomfortable. Some people describe the tests as tickling or even stabbing their brains. But there are kid-friendly options to test for the coronavirus that are faster, cheaper, and a hell of a lot more bearable. Saliva tests for COVID-19. In the early days of the pandemic, some experts were skeptical of looking for coronavirus in saliva samples. But this testing method is becoming more and more popular. Spitting into a test tube is more pleasant than getting swabbed in the back of the nose, and recent studies suggest it may be as accurate. When getting a spit test for COVID-19, don't eat, drink, or smoke for at least a half hour before your test. You will be asked to spit and drool between 1 and 5 milliliters of saliva into a small test tube, which can take up to 12 minutes. The sample is then shipped off to a lab and analyzed for the coronavirus. The time it takes before you get a result depends on the testing location or company you use. Spit tests aren't offered at all testing facilities, and it will be easier. The problem with saliva tests is that not all experts are convinced they're reliable for diagnosing COVID-19. A recent study COVID-19 inpatients found that saliva tests detected more viral RNA than nasopharyngeal swabs. The saliva tests also identified 2 more cases than swabs in 13 asymptomatic healthcare workers. But other research has found that saliva tests miss more cases. Some studies show that saliva is less reliable than nasopharyngeal swabs, and some studies show that saliva is better. But what we do know is that there is potential for it. It can be a very powerful tool. Nasal and throat swabs for COVID-19. Not all swabs go as far back into the nose as the standard nasopharyngeal swab. Newer tests use a nasal swab that goes inside the nostrils but not as far, so it doesn't feel like it's scraping your brain. These nasal tests are usually given in conjunction with oral swabs of the throat, so they aren't completely free of discomfort, but there's much less internet outcry about this kind of test compared to the nasopharyngeal swab. During the test, a healthcare worker first presses down the tongue while swabbing the throat next to and behind the tonsils. They then sample each nostril using the same swab. Some researchers recommended that it be used primarily to test people who are not hospitalized with COVID-19, particularly those who are symptomatic. Now, if you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.